Oh my god, it is finally here. Evil Eye has been unleashed in, I think, one of the best episodes of Dandadan ever. In one of the best and most emotional moments from Okarun, he declares that Evil Eye has hurt Momo and thus must pay! Plus, this is absolutely, oh my god, it's such a certified Wincience Waru with how incredible this entire animation in this episode was. So how did they do it? How was this episode even better than the last episode? And why are people already calling this not just episode of the year, but also a masterpiece? Well, my challenge to you is getting this video to 500 likes and 25 new subscribers. If you don't, then Momo was gonna throw a fire truck at you. Okay, we pick up from episode 14 with the leg battle to end all leg battles. Man, this was so hyped to see it because it is a mirror of what happened at the end of Core 1, in which Gigi and Okarun have a battle over football to see who likes Momo more. Except this time, it is the two yokai doing the battling. I really love the next pit, where they're running up the different generations of houses over the years. I thought this was just another really nice subtle symbolism of how generational trauma can affect people, and that picks up kind of from the last episode. And now it's kind of in reverse. Now it is Okarun and Momo fighting their way out of that hole and seeing just how hard and even dangerous that can be. They eventually do make it to the top and come up with a plan to launch Momo via Okarun and a couch into the air and in and out of the hole to call for help. My god, this was great. And it was actually pretty hilarious too, I think, seeing Momo preparing herself and Okarun just suddenly with all of his force kicking the chair and launching her. But once again, this was all just symbolism of using friends to get yourself out of that hole that is depression. Seriously, basically everything about this arc thus far has been example after example of symbolism for depression. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. As she is being launched, she does come up short, which isn't the first time in this episode either, because as Okarun and Gigi face off against one another, Momo is hella panicking, trying to figure something out, which we find out she has the teeth of the gods and is able to make a makeshift rope out of a curtain, but it's not long enough. This was so funny. She tries to call for help. She has no phone though, but with a brilliant callback to when Gigi told her about how worms in contact with the sun dry out and die. The key detail is they use their skin to breathe, which is why they come up for air during the summer. So Momo literally sets the house on fire, as it is the last shot she has, as well fire gets, you can't breathe, right? And fire takes up oxygen. So one of the best parts about this moment was the callback itself and how it shows what made Momo attracted to Gigi all of those years ago. I mean, it was because, Gigi is smart, he's confident, he knows a lot of stuff, interesting fun facts to tell other people about, and that kind of confidence draws people towards him. Yeah, sure, Gigi may be physically attractive too and have all these other traits, but his personality is so infectious and hard to ignore. He's a big bubble of fun and charm with the right amount of stupid too. This also explains why Momo is attracted to Okarun as well. They have a lot of similar qualities. Okarun knows a ton of stuff about cryptids and conspiracy, and while not outwardly interesting, once you get to know him, he becomes quite the charming fellow. So it is no wonder why Momo likes Okarun, in my opinion. He's a shy boy with a lot of interests and is caring and nice. Not at all like me, for real. But now, with the house on fire, Momo calls for help and Evil Eye and Okarun just duke it out in this insane fight. Oh my god, I'm getting the vapors. I love some of the hand-to-hand combat moments in this and how it showcases Evil Eye's powerful strikes. He really comes off as an absolute unit with this episode that can take a bunch of hits, which is exactly what Evil Eye should be presented as, in my opinion, and I'm glad that Wincience Waru did that. Science Waru did that. But the absolute best moment from this episode has to be when Evil Eye traps Okarun in a cursed house. If the stakes weren't already high enough, they just got higher because I love the representation of the past generations flowing through Evil Eye with hatred and scorn, while he slowly walks into the cursed house and begins to pummel Okarun. Seeing these punches, Jesus, they were absolutely brutal, and with the purple lights from the curse and seeing the blood come out of Okarun and the red from the yokai powers, just how everything was framed, it was all so good looking. Like, another fantastic and emotional moment is when you think Okarun is about to be beaten, but he instead remembers Gigi and how he came to love him just as much as everyone else does. And that makes him pull through, along with another major factor, of course. Evil Eye promises to torture Momo and taunts him with it, which, come on, my guy. Evil Eye should know this would have backfired. It's so obvious, right? But that is what is so great about it. If this were you and Evil Eye was talking mad about your girl or man, you'd also want to fight back even harder, I'm sure. So this moment, oh, holy mother of Christ on a cracker with a side of dip, this was insane. Absolute Wincy and Swaru right here, as Okarun, channeling his best JoJo impressions, hits Evil Eye with a confluence of 20 strike combos. I think he hit something like 100, I think, in total. It was either 100 or 80 strikes. I couldn't count. But this immediately, I can't count anyways. This immediately brought me back to when you're playing like Tekken or Guilty Gear and you hit these insane combos. Same energy and everything. It was so cool. Okarun was amazing in this moment. And I love how afterward as well, speaking of voice acting, great voice acting in this show to begin with, but Natsuki Hane, how he transitions his voice mid-sentence from hot guy back into goofy Okarun and passes out. Chef's kiss, my friends. Chef's kiss. But yeah, like I said, this was great. Probably the best of the episode, but there are still some amazing moments to be had with Momo as well. Certified Mo moments, I should say. But before that, I love this scene where Okarun goes to try and rescue Turbo Granny. It was great because of what I will now dub Tsundere Granny, who seems like she hates the kids. But in reality, she's just so grateful to have Okarun come and save her. Absolutely hilarious. But some heartwarming moments here from Tsundere Granny all around. And I love how they both eventually fall into the goop anyways. It was just really funny, really nice. So as the authorities arrive, they don't believe anything that Momo is telling them as the sun continues to go down. And this built up some fantastic tension for when the Mongolian deathworm finally appears and begins to burn from the heat of the sun. But when it goes behind the shade, Momo thinks and acts quickly by using her powers to hurl a fire truck into what's left of the house and the worm. This moment was absolute insanity, and when I first saw it, like, my jaw actually was on the floor, because it's like, when would you ever expect anything like this to ever happen? I mean, it's so cool to see someone flinging a fire truck into a destroyed building and worm. Honestly, I think we should have more Mo moments where she's just hurling giant objects into things. I mean, it fits her so well, and it's just awesome. But as the worm eventually withers and dies, Momo goes to talk crap about it in its face. This then leads to one of my favorite tropes of all time, when the worm moves again and Momo runs away like a scaredy cat. Just so great. It was so funny. It made me do the kind of giggle where you hold your hand to your mouth. No idea why I need to describe that to you, but now you know I'm a freak at least. And at the end, the worm vomits up the keto gooners as she tells Momo that she royally messed up as the volcano erupts. I mean, come on, y'all. This episode was just legit fire. It also did have legit fire in it, too. Just the way Tatsu was able to use the flashback from the first arc where Momo was betrayed by Gigi to then recall the good parts about him and use that to save their lives. So far, at least, it was pretty iconic. I think this episode showed me, or at least reminded me, that Dandadan is not just a show about the dum-de-dums, but feeling and experiencing joy just how it comes with no expectations of it at all. Like, yeah, let's have Okarun button mash on Evil Eye for a bit. Let's also have Momo throw a fire truck into a giant Mongolian deathworm. Why? I don't know. Let's do it. It's like in the entire DNA of this episode. Also, the series in general, and you guys who saw it in theaters told me last week, like, hey, if you liked episode 14, then buckle up for episode 15, and I could not agree more. This was somehow just an even better episode, and even though it technically had like much less story and much more action, because I usually like story episodes with lots of dialogue much more. This got me, guys. I think this is probably my favorite episode of the series thus far. I mean, it was legit fire. So comment below where you think episode 16 is headed and your favorite Moo moments as well. Is episode 15 a masterpiece? It may just be, but who knows? That's up for you to decide. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, drop a like and join my Discord community. You can also subscribe to my Dandadan channel where I cover new chapters weekly. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.